Welcome to the Shane D Show. Jive Talkin with Shane D. Jive Talkin with Shane D. Jive Talkin with Shane D. Well, I think that's just about as good of intro as I've ever heard on a TV show or anything else. What say you out there? I'd love to see what you guys think about the new theme song. Of course, you can put that in the comments below on this episode because we're going to read comments this time. Look at that. I got the comments there. So we're going to read the comments. I know you saw little Axel there. We're going to get to that story in a minute. But this is the Jive Talkin with Shane D episode number 6, where you watch me or listen to me try and read these breaking news stories of heavy metal and hard rock over the past week. And I try to do my best, but I don't guarantee anything whatsoever at all. First up, you got the Maynards here. You got the Tool band. There's Maynard. He's got a punk rock, a little outfit and a hairdo going. And it says the best songs for people to get into Tool, according to Maynard James Keenan. If there was anyone that would have known what songs are the best songs to ever listen to by Tool, it's probably Maynard James Keenan, because he's the one that has to, squat in a kung fu position and sing those songs. I've seen Tool twice, and I'm not going to lie to you, I did fall asleep in my seat on the Lateralis tour. I don't know if I was up late or what happened, but I literally sat down. I says, well, I'm just going to take a little seat here for a minute and let them keep rocking on. I'm not going to stop them and say, hey, wait till I wake up or anything, but I fell asleep in the seats. I had, my buddy tap me and go, hey, what? Come on, guy, you're at a rock concert. It's like, I'm sorry, it's just a little too slow for my speed. But let's get into this, see what they say. Tool's discography can be daunting for someone looking to get into the band, but fear not. Vocalist Maynard James Keenan has one specific song that he feels is a great introduction for anyone unfamiliar with the group. In an interview with the BBC Radio 1 rock show with Daniel P. Carter, Keenan reveals that he thinks the best starting place is the pot. That's interesting. From the 2006 album 10,000 Days. Is that because it kind of it's a bit more of a borderline song? You can go backwards in time to the prison sex and the sober and all that stuff, but you can also get some of that bizarre, twisted, progressive stuff that they do. The Pot is a pretty good song, as I remember. I would have told them, go back and listen to the Sober album, because that's my favorite. I liked Opiate, I liked Undertow, and I liked Enema. And then after that, it just got a little long-winded for me. But a lot of fans and friends that I know, they think that's when Tool started getting good, was on the Enema into Lateralis and the 10,000 Days and all that. Here's Maynard speaking. To me, that's one of the examples of some of our early energy blending perfectly with our more mature energy, and a kind of nod to our influences over the year. I feel like we really kind of struggle to make sure that all four of us shine as best we can on everything we do to exhaustion. But I feel like this one is the one that felt not effortless, but fresh and consciously effortless. If that makes sense. See, and I'm having a hard time reading this shit, and he's even saying, if that makes any sense, okay? It just captured that vibe that I think if you're gonna play a song for people to kind of get them into our band, I don't think you should start with the 27-minute calm down. Don't get all QAnon on us. Focus on the pot. That will be the introduction to all other possibilities that happens in this project. Now, if there's, them Tool folks out there, the uber fans of Tool, they'll get in there and they'll reconstruct that paragraph of words that he said, and they'll say, I've done the math on it, and there's 72 times the entire phrase that he spoke in that adds up to the words the pot. So, it's very intense, very deep. They got some pretty deep meaning kind of stuff. Tool's a good band. They're just a little too spacey for me, if that means anything. Oh, and it looks like they're going on tour. Blonde Redhead is going to be the band opening for them. And it looks like it starts in the fine new year. Yes, indeedy. I don't know that I'll be going to that. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know that I'll be going to that concert. Next up, I saw this. I chomping at the bit. That's Nikki Sixx with the crooked, and no one should talk about crooked beards and stuff because it's not that my beard's crooked. It's just that I got a lot of gray coming in on the one side, so it looks kind of lopsided. So I refuse to make any wisecracks or anything about anyone's beards. But this story says Vince Neil has something that no one else has, according to Nikki Sixx. And I can't imagine what that would be besides maybe Mars moon rocks. Maybe he's got a rock or something from Mars. Somehow he got that. Or two penises? I don't know. I got to hand it to Motley Crue bassist Nikki Sixx. The guy is a team player. He's been gassing up vocalist Vince Neil in the press lately because Vince Neil's had a real rough time. He broke some ribs. He's extremely out of weight. He can't sing very well. Why does Vince need gassing up? Well, maybe he may not have had the best year in the press. You might recall his first show back in May 29. Famously, Voice gave out after the 14th song. Yes, I remember that. We did a video autopsy on that where he said, "Hey guys, I'm sorry you guys. It's been a long time playing. My fucking voice is gone. We love you and hopefully we'll see you next time, man. Take care." The bad press resulting from the performance resulting in Neil canceling a gig. A few weeks later, Neil returned to the road a few weeks later and while the results were a bit more presentable, they still weren't great. Jesus. I don't know if this is me reading it or if it's the way they write this. He ended up breaking a few ribs, but has since returned to the stage. Yes, he did a gig in Las Vegas, I believe. In a recent chat with Classic Rock Magazine, Sixx was asked who the best musician in Motley Crue is, and he gave a very noble and diplomatic answer. They're all really fucking good, bro. Tommy is a monster killer on the drums. Mick is one of my favorite guitar players of all time, and Nikki Sixx has a tattoo of Mick Mars on his body. And Vince has something that nobody else has. Isn't that what you're looking for? Guys that don't sound like anybody else. Yeah, and he doesn't. That doesn't mean he sounds good, but he doesn't sound like anyone else, that's for sure. I'm not a great player. Like, if I really would shed for 6 months, I'm okay. But if I was a different kind of bass player, it would offset the sound of the band. In other words, if we were more talented, we wouldn't be Motley Crue. Motley Crue is an interesting band because if you remove any one member, it completely changes the sound. Well, I like that. Who was the one guy? Jacob, what's his name? I can't remember. I always get his name mixed up. He did the Hooligan's Holiday. I know people that think that's a great record. That's the best record Motley Crue ever put out, right? Vince would tell me he struggled with the fact that I put so much lyrics in a song. Yeah. Okay, yeah, so Vince doesn't do anything but just sing the words? He doesn't write the words? If you jam with enough guitar vocalists you'll know that they don't even want you in the room when they're writing the words. You do the guitar, you do the bass, you do the drums. I'm the singer. I write the words. So you go, hey, I got a good line over here. No, we're not using it. Shout at the Devil is a good example, but it was because I grew up with Beat Generation writers as a teenager, and I would get into this kind of rhythmic frenzy. And because of the way that Vince sang, that was what made his voice excel. His voice was kind of like a Gatling gun, like bap, bap, bap. That's what he said, bap, bap. I remember the first time the four of us ever played together. We ran live wire. I turned around to adjust my bass amp, and Tommy and I just gave each other a look. Something's happening here, guys. I think we have it. Neil has revealed he's getting into shape with the help of that M-Sculpt. Remember, we talked about that in an earlier episode of the Jive Talkin. He's doing some kind of a belt thing that shakes and shimmies the fat in your tum-tum, and then you feel really good about it and you sweat a lot. And they're going to give us a description right here. A revolutionary invasive fat-burning and muscle-building device that helps trim, strengthen, define, lift, and tone your body with incredible ease. Combining high-intensity focused electromagnetic energy with radio frequency, RF energy, to build muscle and reduce fat simultaneously. What does all that mean? That means you can sit and do nothing and eat chips, and it will work for you. And there will be no money-back guarantee on that. And they got some tour dates here. It says Motley Crue is slated to begin the stadium tour with Def Leppard, Poison, and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts in June of 2022. That would be the summertime. And that's a good time to do concerts, is in the summer. And it looks like they're going May, June, and into July, ending in August on at the Oracle in San Francisco. If you're going to San Francisco. What happened to my keys here? Did it just turn off on its own? What the hell is the deal with that? Come on, Jesus. Oh, never mind. We won't worry about that. Next up, remembering, Alexi Laiho, the wonderful Children of Bodom. I have recently learned of the music of Children of Bodom and Bodom After Midnight and all of that. And we've done some reactions and stuff on the channel. It says 10 facts about the Children of Bodom frontman from Petri Silas biography that you didn't know. Now, I'm not familiar with that name. Maybe it'll say something about it. Alexi Wildchild Laiho passed away on December 29th, 2020. Still fresh, right? Because it's only been a year. I mean, legitimately, not even a year until the 29th, right? At his home in Helsinki, Finland. Almost a year has elapsed since this tragedy. The death of the 41-year-old ex-Children of Bodom frontman was announced on January 4th, 2021. Although the devastating news was quickly reported by major outlets like People Magazine and USA Today was reporting on it. It was slow to reach his fans due to the COVID-19, for example. Alexi's acquaintance, Bam Margera. Oh, he's fans with old Bam. He's going off the deep end too, isn't he? Of Jackass paid tribute to him in late March. Nevertheless, the magnitude of the shock wave sent by the loss of one of metal's most beloved figures was not diminished. Dave Mustaine, who brought COB on tour with Megadeth, mourned. And here's a quote from Dave Mustaine. He says, "I guess now the Heaven heavy metal band has its lead guitar player." Yeah, Heaven's got its lead guitar player. Well, let's get into this. Children of Bodom split up in 2019 by Alexi, had a bright future with his loyal rhythm guitarist Daniel Freyberg. Paradise Lost, okay. Bodom After Midnight. The later band was simply a continuation of the former. Laiho posthumously rocked the world with the 3-song EP. Yes, and we did some of that. On the first listens, we did some Bodom After Midnight. I really want to get to the things that people don't know. Where's all those things that people don't know? Okay, here we go. Because that just kept going. Oh, I see this Wasp thing here. In addition to what COB borrowed from Amorphous, they set themselves apart from other metal bands with the idiosyncratic amalgam of flamboyance, flippant humor, punk attitude, speed, and bestial aggression. Another important decision on Alexi's part was to opt for distortion on COB's bass. Oh, that's interesting. Which was uncommon in metal. Alexi told Silas, so he's the bass player, right? You should really read these stories all the way through. Let's get down here. In a conversation with Petri Silas, Alexi discussed his time with the groups like Impaled Nazarene and the local band. With Just Juicy 69, he's the lead singer for the 69 Eyes. Biography explains how Laiho's journey intertwined with stories of many of the greatest Finnish and American bands. Occasionally, Grandpa Laiho, he, as his twice referred to himself, even tried to impart advice. We suggest buying Alexi Laiho Chaos Control and Guitar to learn more about everyone's favorite. I don't know that I want to read these big long paragraphs, but it says Alexi came from a musical family. As a teenager, Alexi's father, Nikki Laiho, was in a band called the Beggars. Nikki played keyboards, which might explain why Alexi was so close to his keyboardist, Jan Weirman. Nikki's group covered the Beatles and the Rolling Stones as a prize for coming in first at a guitar competition. The Beggars were awarded a trip to the Soviet Union. All right, that's an interesting nug, right? Is that him as a young lad? Yeah, it says right here below it, Alexi Laiho as a child. Little child, dry your crying eyes. How can I? Okay, that's enough of that. And you can put in the comments below if we think that the keyboard needs to be around because, man, it doesn't have to go anywhere. Alexi first told his parents that he intended to be a musician during an important chat when he was 13 years old. Sebastian Bach's writing about this. One of the first times we ever hung out in Hollywood, Alexi went into great detail explaining to me that one of his earliest memories of loving rock and roll was when his big sister went to see Skid Row and Guns N' Roses at an arena in Helsinki, Finland, and he was too young to go. He explained to me how it drove him completely insane that we were playing a show in his hometown and he couldn't go. He begged and pleaded with his parents, but they wouldn't let him go. He told me that he decided right then and there he wanted to do it for a living because Skid Row and Guns N' Roses played together at Helsinki Jalli or Helsinki Ice Hall on August 13th and 14th, 1991 on the Use Your Illusion tour in 1991. We can play a couple bars of that. What was that, November Rain? Nothing really matters, even cold November rain. All right, let's keep going with these. These are very interesting, though. In Earth recorded their second demo under the kind watch of Joska's granny. This was his first band, huh? Recorded their second demo, Ambiguous Absence of Remission in 1995 with Anssi Kippo, whose first facility was in a local church basement. Jaka's father, Juka, drove his son and Alexi to and from the studio. However, Joska's grandmother remained with the duo during the duration of their stay as a chaperone. Okay, so grandma was there for support. At the age of 17, Alexi became homeless after he was chased from his hometown by thugs. Wow. 2 amphetamine-abusing criminals began stalking Alexi in his hometown of Espoo. I knew for a fact that the 2 of them had killed a person earlier, and I had also seen them attack another dude, beat him and kick him in the head with steel cap boots when he was lying on the ground. Alexi traced the reason for the behavior to the jealousy over one of his girlfriends. One day, the lunatics held a knife to Alexi's throat and threatened to kill him. The police refused to help Alexi. Yeah, they usually don't like to do that. I've noticed when the police, when the methamphetamines and stuff starts flying around, they limit their time. Looks like Benny Hill a little bit if you're a fan of English sex comedy. Children of Bodom had a ritual that involved driving to the Lake Bodom murder site. Ooh. Children of Bodom played their first show in 1997. This was also the year in which their debut album, Something Wild, was released. The album, which was recorded in 7 days, ensured that COB were invited to the Emmy Gala. However, the hard-partying group wound up at the police station after attending the prestigious music award event. Because COB knew that the radio show Metalito, there's a lot of L's and I's and T's in that, Metalititio, would air one of the songs from the Something Wild. Alexi, Joska, and rhythm guitarist Alexander Kuapla drove to Lake Bodom to listen to the weekly show. This became a ritual. I sure would like to. Alexi had grown up 10 to 15 miles from Lake Bodom, where an 18-year-old male and two 15-year-old girls were brutally murdered in 1960. The case which where's that Netflix show? They got him on everything else. The case which left one surviving victim was never solved. Unearthed only became known as Children of Bodom to avoid a slave record contract with a Belgian company on the advice of Uha Pohala of Spine Farm Records. Does anyone know who Spine Farm Records Uho is? Alexi believes that was the pairing of the words children with bottom. Was subsequently inspired by the horror movie Children of the Corn. However, Black Sabbath's Children of the Sea may have been a factor. How many more of these? Okay, we're just going to read off the titles because you know what's going on here. Children of Bodom did not want their cover of Shot in the Dark to be released, and they did a cover of that, huh? Even fans who have read Silas's biography know the anecdote about how Alexi turned up to a Guitar World cover shoot in 2005 with Zakk Wylde, another one of his Ozzy Osbourne heroes, and Steve Vai, an idol whom he had yet to meet, with his wrist in a fuchsia due to drunk... What the hell is that word? With his wrist in a bandage due to drunken shenanigans in 2009, Alexi was voted Best Metal Guitarist by Reader's poll. In Guitar World 2010, Zakk Wylde and Alexi shared a second guitar. So he did a cover, and he wasn't happy with it. He likes, okay. Interesting. Joey Jordison, who's now passed, R.I.P., invited Alexi to join the Murder Dolls. Oh, that's interesting. I did not know. You got Wendy 13 and Joey Jordison was in the Murder Dolls. Alexi Laiho had been told he and the late Joey Jordison of Slipknot were doppelgangers after Blood Drunk 2008 COB hit the road. The group supported Slipknot on the All Hope Is Gone world tour. Upon meeting Joey, Alexi discovered that not only did they look alike, but their personalities also aligned. Joey invited Alexi to play on the Murder Dolls' second album, Beyond the Valley of the Murder Dolls, 2002, although Alexi's participation was not possible due to his schedule. All right. Alexi only needed to trash one hotel room to learn his lesson. If you go trashing hotel rooms and you think that you're not going to have to pay for it, you're wrong. We're going to read this one, then we're going to move on because Alexi is a man that has done 1,000 things. 1,000 things. When it turned out that Dimebag and Sentenced could not make it to a show in Greece, COB became angry that their upcoming gig would be canceled. The quote-unquote hate crew brought vodka, Jameson whiskey, airsoft guns, and a huge amount of ammunition. The band of miscreants went on a rampage but failed to confine their destructive activities to their hotel room. COB escaped from the hotel just as the police arrived. Each group member later received a bill for approximately $3,000. This single experience of having to pay for his crime was enough to make Laiho stop trashing others' property. That's a good thing to go by, right? Don't trash other people's property. Sebastian Bach recalled similarly becoming disillusioned when he realized how uncool it felt to pay $15,000 for smashing a painting. He reflected, I'd rather buy a motorbike than pay to clean up a hotel room. Ozzy Osbourne learned the hotels tend to rip off customers who turn into vandals after he and Zakk Wylde threw a cheap television out the window in Prague and respectively charged $38,000 and $10,000. What does that mean? Did Ozzy get the $38,000 and Zakk got the $10,000? Very interesting. And cue up Jerry Seinfeld here. What is the deal with drummers? I have this is Whitechapel, by the way. You can see this fella here. Good beard. Very muscular fellas, right? Except for this guy, he's got to work on the paunch a bit. But I'm assuming the big red X through this image is the drummer because he has quit. It says here, Whitechapel drummer Alex Ruddinger quits the band. A number of things, quote, a number of things didn't seem right to me. He was also never quite a member of the band. Okay. Yeah, these are some muscly kind of dudes that, maybe they work out a little bit, but they like to punch things, walls and stuff. They'll trash a hotel room, I'll tell you that right now. Whitechapel announced Alex Ruddinger as their new drummer back in September, about a month before the release of Kin. Ruddinger drummed on the new Whitechapel album Kin and had been filling in with the band live since 2019. Unfortunately, Ruddinger has now announced his exit from the band. According to Ruddinger, a number of things didn't seem right to me, both professionally and personally, with the band. He also adds that he was never a full-time member of the band despite the announcement, and was treated and compensated as a hired gun the entire time, including the writing and recording of Kin. Still, Ruddinger wishes the band well and has also announced he'll be drumming live with Light the Torch, baby. Yeah, baby. If you don't know who Light the Torch is, that is Howard Jones, the former lead singer of Killswitch Engage, and I am a fan of Light the Torch. They've got a good sound. Whitechapel's first show since COVID began is right around the corner. Since I won't be there, it's probably okay. That's some kind of thing. There were certainly reasons for this decision, but I've always... Who's this talking? Come on, baby cakes. Come on, honey child. Whitechapel's first show since COVID began is around the corner. Since I won't be there, it's probably time to make this known. Oh, this is still Ruddinger. A while back, I resigned from Whitechapel. I offered to keep this under wraps until sometime after the album was released. Despite the fact that I'm no longer with them, I'm immensely proud of the new album, and I didn't want anything to distract from the music release itself. There were certainly reasons for the decision, but I've always felt that it's incredibly unprofessional for an artist to divulge all of their issues publicly. All I'm going to say is a number of things didn't seem right to me, both professionally and personally, so I decided to move on. Probably some attitudes in there. Additionally, for the record, he does another additionally, this guy. Despite their semi-recent post, I was never a full-time member of the band. I'm sorry to disappoint anyone, but that announcement was made prematurely. It was discussed, but significant details, I'm telling you, very significant details were never addressed. I was never asked to sign anything, nor did I have any knowledge on the inner workings of the business itself. I was treated and compensated as a hired gun. The thing that I will say to that, though, is if you're the new guy in the band and you've only been in it for a year, I'm not turning over all my paperwork to you yet, okay? Okay, sweetie pies? You need to be in the band for a while before we go, okay, here's your deal. They don't have the big bucks like Metallica when they got Robert Trujillo in the band, remember that? And they said, you're going to get your 25% of this band, and just to show you that we're honest with you, we're going to go ahead and give you $1 million signing bonus. And you're going to get a cut of everything. These guys don't have the green beans like that. And these faces tell me they ain't sharing no green beans. If they got a goddamn full plate of meat and potatoes with a big side of green beans, you ain't getting a one. These dudes look like guys that had slap the fork out of your hand if you try to, you try to steal their dinner. So there is that. I did want to see this Dimebag Darrell, where he was shot when he was in Damage Plan. It says, Ohio club where Dimebag Darrell was shot has been demolished. And it's only been 17 years, right? So they were real quick to that. Congratulations on that. The Alrosa Villa nightclub in Columbus, Ohio, the club where Dimebag Darrell Abbott was shot on stage while performing. This is a very big downer episode, isn't it? A lot of downers in this, except for the Tool songs. While performing with Damage Plan has been demolished. The land where the club previously stood is set to become a 180 affordable apartment units. Bullshit. There won't be anything affordable about it. They're going to put up some apartments, but they're not going to be affordable. Scribble that out right there. The affordable housing development will consist of 3- and 4-story buildings provided 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedroom homes. 1, 2, 3. Why does that do that? 1, 2, 3 bedroom homes. Getting better. Abbott damage plan head of security Jeffrey Mayhem Thompson, nightclub employee Aaron Halk, and fan Nathan Bray were all killed by the gunman Nathan Gale during a December 8, 2004. How long ago is that, man? Show at the club. The property was sold for $1.3 million, and the city plans to contribute a total of $4.35 million to the project over the next 2 years. You can watch a few videos of the club's final days and now empty lot. Yes, please. Oh, I guess that's the empty lot. We got that for sure. Is this guy going to come in? I'm standing on the spot where Dimebag Darrell. So he's just kind of walking around the building and going, yeah, okay, yeah. There's a whole lot. There's a smoking area right there. That's where a whole lot of creepy business went down back there, I'll tell you what. Let's see. Come on. Does it go onto the stage at all? I'm in the grotto. Anyway, so there's that. Welcome to Rockville. I think Rockville was the concert. Wasn't that the concert where Vince Neil fell off the stage and broke his ribs? I saw this and said, welcome to Rockville, announces a 2022 lineup, and it's massive. Kudos to Metal Injection, by the way, where I'm getting all the stories this time around. And I don't really want to read all this crap. I just wanted to see the bands. So Thursday, May 19th, you got Kiss, Five Finger Death Punch, Papa Roach, In This Moment, Black Label Society, Down, Clutch, Mammoth, WVH, that's Wolfgang Van Halen's band. And, you know, if you got Wolfgang Van Halen, what better band to have open up first is Bad Wolves. Fuel, El Nino, Tetrarch, Shaman's Harvest, Plush. That's that Instagram cuties. Have you seen them? Basically three or four hot girls, young ladies that play different instruments, a bass, a drums, and everything else. They have like hundreds of thousands of followers on Instagram. They all got together, created a band, and instantly you get booked, right? How many people are following you on Instagram? Let's get this going. Plush, which is a great gig for them. Gemini Syndrome, we did a reaction to them. Solents, Oxymorons, Mood Rings. So that's your Thursday night. Your Friday night, May 20th, Korn, baby. Breaking Benji's, the Breaking Benji's, Megadeth, Seether, Skillet, Parkway Drive, Ministry, In Flames, Seven Dust, Hatebreed, the Black Dahlia Murder, Don Broco. We've done a first listen to him. New Year's Day, she's gorgeous. Stick to Your Guns, Dead, Diamante, Death Tour, and Archetypes Collide. Yeah, they always put the lesser kind of up-and-coming bands at the bottom, and it kind of works up to the... And then hold on to your... Oh, this is actually a 4-day. So Saturday, May 21st, you got Guns N' Roses, Shinedown, Rise Against, Bush, Jerry Cantrell, Nothing More, Baroness. I was supposed to go see Baroness. They got the COVID-19 and canceled the concert. Dirty Honey, Alexis on Fire, John 5, rockin' guitar player, solo guitarist, but also for Rob Zombie. Sick of It All, Saint Asonia, Agnostic Front, The Violent, Against the Current. I can't even say that. I think that's Saint, S8NT, Saint Electric, Afterlife, Widow 7. And then Sunday night, oh my heavens, the night of prayer. Foo Fighters, the Smashing Pumpkins. I didn't know they were back together. Jane's Addiction, Hailstorm, The Pretty Reckless. She's Taylor Momsen. She's a rockin' lady. The Struts, you got Puppy. The Who, we've done them. That's the throat singers. Ooh, Ooh, Spirit Box is on here. Bones UK, The Chats, Rad Key. They're pretty good. Lil Czar, Motor Sister, Poor Stacy, Nova Twins, the Mr. Niece, and Ayer. So that's it. That is your Roxville. Where is this going to take place? Is it in Roxville, Ohio? Daytona International Speedway in Daytona Beach, Florida. Previously, the festival confirmed the headliners of each day: Guns N' Roses, Foo Fighters, Kiss. Kiss was on Thursday, the opening night. You want more, don't you? Okay, it is that time, folks. We're going to end this episode with some comments. Comments. So we're going to do it. Not too many to report here. I don't know which episodes these are from, but it's from the last two. So if you would like to get in the comments below and leave something for this next one, this will be episode number 6. It would be great. Oscar Salvador says, I'd love to see Brian's web history. More fun than creepy stuff would be to see what normal stuff he researched, like how to crochet or how to fix toilets that keep running. Yes, Marilyn Manson, in that last episode, we talked about the feds coming in and stealing his hard drives. And imagine the nightmares you could find on that. And Oscar's basically saying, yeah, like normal stuff would be crazy. If you see him he's sitting there listening to a little, what do you call that? Paul, what are they called? My God, what's their names? He's listening to some old classic rock or something, some Neil Diamond or something. I don't know, and he's quilting. Demetrios, Shane, Blackie said all of that stuff before he became a Christian. He said that in 1997, didn't become a Christian until 2001. Talking about I think this was about the Lemmy, the fights and all that with Lemmy and the Kill Fuck Die tour and all that. And I was just saying, about that whole rigmarole that him kill, die, pig blood and everything on stage. Then he became Christian, but now he's doing a 40th anniversary where he is going back to all the blood, the sex, what did it say? Something he pretends to have sex with a pregnant nun on stage or something like that. Let's get into over here on these comments. There's Demetrios again. LOL, that Lars toilet is hilarious. Emoji crying. That's an emoji laugh crying. I thought, and then Ozzy Brayman here says, I thought he was going to teach us how to cook meth. I don't know what that's referring to. So go ahead and get in the comments and tell me what that's all about. Time for a reaction to a great band, Diablo, with the song The Preacher. And then Mike Buchanan comes in here with Poop-talica, but you can't raise the seat. Why not? Yeah. Yeah, that referring to the Lars Ulrich toilet from the episodes before. Yeah, weird, bizarre, wild, and wacky stuff like this old man that used to have a TV show named Johnny Carson used to say. All right, let's get the beat going. No, not that beat. Let's get... This has been... Shane D. Talking with Shane D. Jive Talkin with Shane D. That's all I got for this. Thank you all for tuning in and enjoying this and not enjoying it or whatever. I'm getting better at my reading. So if there's anything good that comes out of this, you guys can say, you can go back from episode 1 until now and say he has improved on his reading. And the only thing that I know about reading for sure is that the more you do it, the better you get at it. So allow me to come into your life once a week, every Saturday, 10 a.m. when I put these up, Mountain Standard Time. And help me get better at reading as we read the fun stories of the week, maybe a little bit of piano stuff. But that's all I got. Swinging in, loving you so much, and getting them comments for this episode, and tell me what you thought of all the stories, and any follow-ups that you would like to speak of, or have me answered, or whatever. That's all I got. Shane D, jiving with Shane D, Jive Talkin with Shane D, Jive Talkin with Shane D.